A final protest call from a handful of campaigners. With the UN climate talks in Warsaw in its final hours, they were determined to have their voice heard by those negotiating inside. Delegates came to these climate change talks with low expectations, and it's here in the final sessions perhaps those expectations have been met. There has been some progress, small steps towards a new emissions reduction agreement, but for many here it's not enough. One focus of the meeting has been to draw up plans for new cuts to carbon emissions. It's hoped these can be signed in Paris in 2015. The US refused to sign the last agreement, the Kyoto Protocol, but this time they appear to be more willing.
New countries are sort of joining the push for this, of course including a very big emitter and a very big economy like the United States. That's not a small thing, it's actually something to build on.
Campaigners walked out of the meeting on Thursday. Their complaint, too little is being done by the rich countries to help the poorest and most vulnerable countries. The meeting did see $100 million promised by European countries to help poor nations. Agreement too on a new way of tracking promises by rich countries. It's hoped this will clear the way for donors to give the newly established Green Climate Fund $100 billion a year by 2020. Until now, it's been difficult to track these promises.
That goes to sort of deepen the mistrust and deepen the inability of countries to say, OK, we have this amount of money, therefore we can adapt this far.
Peru will host next year's UN climate talks, a meeting regarded as critical if a new agreement's to be signed by 2015. The country's environment minister said he'll adopt a new strategy to ensure progress is made.
We are used to having negotiations that most of the time are opening new topics. What we need is to narrowing topics.
But he's got his work cut out for him. Getting basic agreement on only some general principles has taken years. It'll take much more work to get a new globally binding agreement ready by 2015. And this will be the true test of just how seriously countries the world over are taking the threat of climate change. Tarek, Bazley, Jazeera, Warsaw.